This is Favors Financial Topics, various topics. Overcoming financial setback, what should you do? Your first goal for determining gaps in your knowledge base is to journal. That allows you to self-reflect. Journal what is, where you are today. Journal what should be, where you should be at minimum. Journal a plan for how you will close gaps between what is and what should be. So in my situation, when I was getting out of my setback in April 2013, and then I returned to teaching in May 2013, and officially in that fall semester, I said I need to pursue financial stability. That means when I get on any job, I need to stay on that job. I don't need to job hop. And I've never been a person who job hopped, but I don't need to job hop. I honestly just need to keep my head down so I don't create any situation where I have to be fired or something like that. I don't need to make waves. I don't need to create any type of chaos. I'm definitely not going to take any of my employees home with me because I don't want to have issues with HR. And so my plan was from April 2013 that I'm going to pursue financial stability. And I stayed on that job for 8 years. I recently resigned because my life is going in a different direction in terms of creating these teaching videos. And that's what I did. And I didn't create any issues. I didn't get fired. I didn't do anything like that. And so that was the plan that I had, because the what is was a lack of financial stability. The what should be was I needed to be financially stable, and I achieved that goal. So now I'm thinking about a new goal for my business, which is to build financial capital for what I need to do. And I learned that that was a very important goal when I failed with a government contract. And I took a government contract, not having the capital, but I was going to use the purchase order to pursue a capital through a bank. And I couldn't get it with the bank because I didn't have any assets, and I didn't have a record of using credit because I had been out of the credit market for so long. I didn't want credit cards anymore, so I didn't have a record of it. And so I ended up going to an accounts payable lender. And so that lender gave me a percentage of the project, which meant that I wasn't going to be able to fulfill the whole project. So then I had to let the government contract go. I failed at it, and I cried. And I had to repay the loan, which I'm still in process of doing. And what I realized, what I learned, so was I didn't have the assets. I lacked the assets, the financial assets, the financial records of successes, financial records of credit or whatever. And what should be that I learned that what I should do is have 3 times the capital in the bank. So if the contract is $5,000, I need to have 3 times that in the bank, so that I'm not scrambling trying to find more loan money or trying to find more investors or trying to find anything to try to meet that contract. That I should never have received or accepted that contract without capital. It doesn't matter that I could have gotten a loan. It doesn't matter. I should not have accepted that contract without capital already in the bank. And that's what should be. So because I want to go on ahead and commercialize a lot of the audio lessons that I'm doing, and I want to create packaged instruction, my process now is to build capital. Build commercial capital. So what I'm going to do is likely sell some of the scripts that I have written on my own and start to build from there. So what should you do where you are today, and really be honest about it? It's going to make you cry. I promise you, it's going to make you grieve. Even the person who's making $100,000 a year, or any type of 6-figure, 5 figures, 6 figures, or whatever. The pandemic forced them to really look at where they are today. As much as they are not responsible for the pandemic, but it just revealed a lot of what's going on and what you don't know. And then now, where should you be? So some people are going to be evicted because they couldn't pay their rent during the pandemic. So so wherever they are today, they are an evicted person, and that is on the court records, public records. That's not going off anytime soon. So then where should be is, I got to get stable housing. Of course, you need to get a job. That's obvious, but I got to maintain stable housing, right? So I'm not kicked out again. So this is something that I think is very important that you should take the time to do when you are overcoming financial setback. Determining gaps in your knowledge base, journaling where you are today, journaling where you should be at minimum, and journaling a plan for how you will close gaps between what is and what should be. All right, hopefully you were able to gain some insight from this series topic. Like, subscribe, and visit. Like the video, hit the notification bell for future videos. You can visit my website, which is still in development, reginayfavors.com. You can always email me with a question, reginayfavors@yahoo.com. You will be able to purchase the book by the end of October 2021. I'm hoping that I will have it completed. Completely revised, rather. It is already written and done. I just have to edit it. It is Overcoming Setback: 5 Keys for Entering and Exiting Correction. Thank you for visiting the channel. Coming soon is my new book that I am working on presently and hope to complete by the end of the year, December 2021, preferably February 2022, and that is Favors: Financial Recovery, Psychological Approaches to Overcoming Financial Setback, with some workbook elements. So it is the hard, it will be the book that will support the audio series, although I have developed the audio series prior to actually writing the book. So be on the lookout for this new book. When it comes out, when I finish, I will create an audio introduction to the book. Thank you again for visiting the channel.